Take 3.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I did learn the reason for those things was to line up the audio and the video because they'd see the audio spikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why they slap it?
Yeah. So that's why I was
saying... They don't just hold up a card?
Yeah. That's why I was saying I was trying to line up audio and video. I'd clap because it's the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's right.
Huh. I never knew that.
I thought it was like keep track of the takes or something.
Yeah.
But then I think about it, it's like they don't need to keep track on something else. It's on the computer.
I just figured it was a marker for the film so that you would know where you were at. But I never really thought about why it smacked like that.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm already smarter today.
I'm sure
It's
I'll
all
be dumber.
downhill from
I know.
here.
I'm going to be dumber for something. Spend an hour on Hearthstone. Like, why did I do this?
I haven't been playing any games on my computer lately. I'm trying to think. That's not true. I've been playing a game on my Kindle Fire. I broke that out and have been playing on it.
Which one?
There's a game called Brain It On, and it's kind of like a puzzle game where you like try to get... You do whatever the puzzle says. It like says, put a shape into this box, or make a shape touch the ceiling, or something like that. But it just takes place on a little square, and you draw on the screen, and then you try and manipulate things using like gravity or levers and catapults and stuff like that.
So it's like physics kind of?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Using all hand-drawn shapes and stuff on this screen, and there's like walls and different spaces you can't draw in and stuff like that to make it challenging.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's been wasting my time lately.
Along with TV.
Oh yeah, I will play that while I watch TV.
That's why you can't multitask. Did you see that article by Dan Pink? It was like
I've seen those articles before, but
okay.
I haven't seen that one specifically.
It was just saying nobody's good at multitasking.
Yeah.
You know?
That's definitely the study or the science. Oh wait, no, I saw that. You posted it. Was that Dan Pink that wrote that?
No, I don't think it was Dan Pink, but
He
I meant it was on
or?
his Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That said, try and make it through this entire article without getting distracted.
Yeah.
That was hard. I'm like specifically trying to not look at anything else while I'm reading that, because I'm like, don't do it. Don't fall for it.
I failed. I shared it and didn't even read the thing.
You didn't even read, just
No.
the headline was enough for you?
Yeah. I'm like,
don't look at those ads that they have on the side. Don't look up to your extensions. Don't look anywhere else. But yeah, like I clicked on it and it opened in another link in another browser, and I'm like, okay, make sure you get everything else done that you want to do before you go over here and actually read the thing you clicked on.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to let you do that, or you're going to fail the test. But yeah, that's definitely the case. Is multitasking doesn't happen. So
yeah.
What it actually, a phrase I picked up, a friend of mine shared this in a message she was giving. It's not actually multitasking, it's more like multi-phasing. So the idea that you can do multiple things at any given time is completely false. But what it actually is when you're doing it, and what it appears as, is you're focusing on one thing for seconds at a time, and then shifting your focus to something else, and then shifting your focus to something else. And so that's actually what it is I'm not playing a game and watching a movie at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to the game for a few seconds, paying attention to the movie for a few seconds. Because we actually physiologically cannot multitask.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that article was good, talking about how hopefully we're getting back to single task focus.
Yeah.
Words on resumes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's not happening with these.
Yeah.
I get too distracted. I find myself, I find myself like trying to do dinner, and I'll hear this buzz and I'll get up and look at it. I'm like, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, gosh, I need to turn that thing off.
You had a post a couple weeks ago on Facebook that said how empty your life feels without the little red notification.
Yeah.
So.
Because I think somebody did a study. It's like it's a little bit of dopamine hit.
Mm-hmm.
When you see a red notification, you're like, ooh,
someone cares.
Feels good. Yeah.
Someone likes me.
And
who is it? I wonder if I like them too.
That's what Aziz Ansari said on Freakonomics.
Mhm.
He said, you go on Facebook and read your feed, and you're like, 10 minutes later, you're like, what am I doing? If somebody printed out your feed and put it on your desk as a book, you'd be like, nobody would read that.
Yeah. Here's 200 pages of yesterday's activity.
You're like, what?
I'm not gonna sit down and read this, but we do on our phone all the time.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
Waste of time. Everything is. We're all gonna die.
Do you need a couch to lay
Sure.
down on? Let's talk about this.
Yes.
I got a drive coming up. I think I promised I would talk about that this week.
Okay. Oh, you
So,
promised. Oh,
yeah.
grace us with your.
I know they've been
conversation.
waiting. They're like, "Where's he going?" So I'm driving down to Greenville tomorrow for a CPA conference. I always tell people that, and they're like, "Ooh, I'm sorry."
I know
I'm
it does
sorry.
sound boring. Even with what I know about it now,
You
still
know
sounds
who the
boring.
Thrival CPA Network
Yeah.
is. You know some of these guys.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the most boring thing in the world. So.
Yeah. So, what do you do there?
We have a speaker that comes in and talks on Thursday. This year we've got a guy named Blair Enns. He wrote a book called The Win Without Pitching Manifesto. Last year we had a guy named Ron Baker who was the speaker. He talks about value pricing and pricing based off of the actual result that you're producing instead of based off of the inputs, like billing by the hour and stuff like that. But he also talks about other things like pricing theory, like airlines that fill his favorite model is the airline model, where pricing of each individual seat is completely different from what somebody else paid there based on when you bought it, how close to the front you wanted to be, what your priorities were, whether you were paying your own money versus an expense account, different things like that. And talks about using that to actually price out customers.
Huh. Interesting.
And how airlines will, depending on how they want to fill the seats and who they want to fill it with, will either raise the prices at the last minute or drop the prices at the last minute based on the flight, different things like that. So he says hotels and airlines are the two best pricers in the world, the way that they fill extra capacity.
And people don't even complain. Well, they complain about it, but then they'll go ahead and pay it.
Mm-hmm.
You typically. They're like, oh, this is too high. Well, I gotta be here. So.
And they're glad it's high because it means that other people didn't take that spot that didn't value it as high, and those people will be glad. Well, at least there was a seat on the plane going where I needed to go when I needed to go there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it gets into all kinds of stuff like that. The year before had two consultants there that were talking about. One was talking about building a consultative practice, so getting away from tax preparation and into business consulting, stuff like that. I can tell you're like, this is really boring.
No,
I thought you said this is exciting.
What my mind just switched to was, I wonder if I could do this for my daycare.
Yeah,
You know?
conference kind of thing.
No,
or,
no. The pricing.
The pricing.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You could.
But I'm just so scared that two parents are gonna talk.
To
Oh,
each
you pay
other.
this, you pay this, and then they're gonna get mad at me.
Yep.
And then I
And-
gotta explain, and they're
it-
not gonna be interested at all.
At the root of that, and it is hard because clients talk to each other too, and I've lost proposals where clients talked to existing clients and thought they'd be paying less. The root of that, though, is that I made an agreement with you before any money was exchanged, and you said that it was fair at the time.
Yeah.
And so, that agreement, that upfront agreement, is crucial in a CPA firm to pricing that way. Most CPA firms don't do that. They put something in their contract about what the hourly rate might be, and then it's not until the work's already done and you've already put
changes.
60 hours into it that they find out how much it costs.
Yeah.
But if you can get to pricing up front with an agreement individually, not just like all of our A clients are going to pay this, all of our B clients are going to pay this, but actually discover what's valuable to people. Because that's how you get away from it as a daycare, is find out what's valuable to individual parents. So for some parents, it might be more valuable that their kids eat 100% grain-fed and whole food kind of things for their snacks.
Right.
Whereas for another parent, being able to drop their kids off 15 minutes earlier than everybody else is what they value.
There's one parent that lives a couple doors down, literally. So I know that's valuable to them.
And so you price based off of those different values. Instead of saying a tax return is $400, period, you find out the people who value things like being able to extend, being able to not extend, and getting it done in time. Some people value not owing the government. Other people value not paying throughout the year. So all these different things can go into it.
Yeah.
So it's always very interesting conversations. But then more than that, the Thrival CPA network brings people together, about 40 to 50 people every single year that I only see online throughout the year. Travel from, I'm actually staying with a friend. I met him the first time 4 years ago, but he's flying up from Australia to come to this thing.
Wow.
This is my 4th year going. I missed the first 2 conferences when I was in the network because I couldn't afford to go at the time. And out of the 4 years I've gone, this is the 3rd time I'm driving down. So that's really what I look forward to also, is a 10-hour drive down and a 10-hour drive back, because it gives me lots of thinking time.
Lots of podcasts, lots of audiobooks. I've
already got. I bought 2 audiobooks for the occasion, so looking forward to those. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
They're actually books I already own, but I haven't gotten around to reading them, so I figured I'd buy them again in the audio version and give them a listen, because they're both about 6 hours, 7 hours long. Yeah. So I'll get through them. One Brian recommended. It's called The Self-Made Billionaire Effect. And I'm kind of looking forward to that one. So getting into the mind of billionaires who made all their money on their own.
Wow.
And then the other one is called Essentialism, and it's about cutting out a lot of the crap that we fill our lives with.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which one I'll listen to first. So probably Essentialism on the way down, prepare myself for a week of learning.
Yeah.
If I listen to Essentialism on the way back, I'll probably decide not to do any of the stuff that I commit to at the conference.
I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, have you stuck to that? I remember last year you said you're only buying certain things. I
don't remember at what point last year I bailed on that one.
Yeah, okay.
So I think it was right before I committed to taking my kids camping every month for a year. That lasted 3 months. Didn't survive the winter.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. No, that's.
Then other things we do while we're down there, we have a welcome reception on Wednesday night. So I'm driving down Tuesday. That's been my tradition when I drive, is drive down early, spend an extra night there around Greenville.
Yeah.
And then I've got a couple people, Melissa, who has listened to this show in the past. She lives in Greenville. I'm having lunch with her.
Cool.
And then I'm going to be a guest on another friend's podcast, The Disruptive Cast.
Oh, awesome.
On Wednesday afternoon. And he runs a fitness and health podcast.
Nice.
So I'm going to be on his on Wednesday. And then I'll drive back Saturday. Thursday night, we do our birthday party, because they kind of coincided that the first Thrival CPA conference lined up with the first birthday of Thrival, because Jason launched it in about November, December timeframe. So they record a podcast episode where they interview that day's guest, but then it's a live podcast recording.
Awesome.
So it's pretty cool. So open bar, pool tables, lots of pizza.
Awesome.
And a bunch of people hanging out.
That's awesome.
So,
that sounds really fun.
Yeah, it is. In the previous years, I've rented a house and had like anywhere from 6 to 10 people stay at the house with me. And it was really cool, because I would cook breakfast for everybody and take care of everybody, and I really liked that part. I'm not doing that this year. Nobody was interested in the house anymore.
Yeah.
They all left me.
Aww.
But that was really fun too. And then 2 years ago, I kept the house up until Sunday morning, so we had an entire extra day after the conference ended on Friday.
That's awesome.
To hang around the house and talk and brainstorm each other's businesses and stuff. So,
man,
yep, I love it. It's my one trip I look forward to each year.
Yeah.
It's really the only business trip I go on. I did some software consulting for a while, but this is the one that I look forward to. So.
That's kind of how I want to make my living, doing all this stuff, like just podcasts, going to those, meeting those like-minded people, because I listen to some other podcasts and that's all they're doing. They're just making their podcast, going out to these conventions, but they're making money, and it's just
making connections. Yeah, is what they're doing.
Making connections. So. Yeah, that's.
Well, if you're ever interested, the Thrival CPA Network annual conference is not just open to CPAs.
Oh, okay.
So if you ever want to drive down with me,
okay,
it is open to anybody.
Okay.
So Blair Enns, the guy who wrote the book, he's actually I think he's a designer or something like that. So
Awesome.
we have different guests like that. We had a couple years ago. We had some clients of Jason's, but they did website design and brand design and all that kind of stuff, and talked to us about branding and message and getting your website coordinated with your message and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool topics.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Still trying to learn all that stuff. The internet.
so that's where I'll be.
Till Sunday?
I'll drive back Saturday, so I'll leave Saturday morning and get back here Saturday night.
Nice.
Yep. As you're listening to this, a week ago.
Yeah. You came back 2 days ago.
It was amazing. I learned so much. My entire world is going to be different. So
You're going to sell your house based on the essentialism book you listened to, and
Yep.
you're just going to build a tiny house.
Yep.
No.
Actually, I have a friend who's a CPA, and at the first conference, she changed her direction that she wanted to go. Or not just changed it, but I think it was more courageous in actually saying what she wanted. And she was going to build up her business, sell her house, and drive around the country in an RV, working from an RV.
That's awesome.
With her 2 young girls and her husband. So they ended up doing a couple trips. They drove up to Canada. They drove to Colorado or Idaho or something like that. They drove around the country quite a bit.
Yeah.
Never could sell their house though.
Oh,
so,
shoot.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yes. So anyway.
Obviously, I love my job.
Yeah.
And I look forward to the opportunities that it brings me.
Okay. Oh well.
But Charlie, what about if that's not the case?
What if you hate your job, and what are some things you can do about it?
I'm learning from Charlie how to do segues.
I love segues. I fell off one once.
Hadoken!